Hey guys, welcome to Phatt Chat. The best place to be Monday nights, 10 p.m. is right here.
Song, the future. One of these days I'm gonna be sitting at a table with three kids, and one of those kids is gonna call me out for buying a Call of Duty for the multiplayer.
I'm gonna take your mic. I'm gonna take your mic. I'm gonna do it. It's mine. It's mine now. You can
DLC.
You can have it back. Yeah. All right. I just kind of you jumped in, man.
But he dies. No, you pay $2,000. You just get really wasted and wake back up with a. That's not true at all. That's just like life now. They said you were in. You're gonna get memed again. Oh no, you. Let me.
Phatt Chat. Whoa, that was weird. Welcome to the show, you guys. This is Phatt Chat, episode 78. In case you didn't read the title below you, I'm your host, Brandon. To my right is a new face, Michelle. How's it going?
I'm doing well. I've been on here before.
It's true.
I'm
But
totally new.
we have a lot of new viewers. Okay, we're in a new space this time. So this is the first time going on Periscope. Because honestly, Restream just got it, and that's where we run all of our chat through, and that's where we go through there. So we're on Periscope. If you're joining us through Periscope, welcome.
Welcome.
Lucified, you're wrong. I don't want to tell you anything about esports today. Let me check the news. Whoa. Okay, so apparently Peter didn't turn his mics on. Welcome to the show, episode 78. We're new to Periscope. If you're with Periscope, hi, I'm your host, Brandon. This is Michelle. That's all you missed when the mics were off, okay? That was it. It's all here now again. Lucified, you were talking before the show in the chat about esports, and I just checked my notes, and because Josh wasn't here.
Man, Josh got an upgrade.
Oh, this is Peter. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
But what I was saying is that since Josh isn't here, I didn't put esports in the news. Because none of us were going to get riled up and excited about esports. Because we all moderately care about esports as much as the next schmuck who wants to hear this news. But Josh has a passion for esports. But it's not that he loves them. It's that he hates them and everyone who plays them and the people who like watching people play them, right? So if that's you, sorry. Sucks to be you. Josh doesn't like you, but he's not here today.
Josh is spending some well-deserved time with his girl, so.
Shout out to both of them.
We love you guys.
Yeah. Fantastic. You guys know Peter. You know me. If you're just joining us to Periscope, you don't know Peter or me, but you should go watch this on our YouTube. You can catch up with us there.
Yeah,
right.
77 hours of
YouTube.com
content
/
sit through.
Fat on Game Co. It's actually not 77 episodes because our first couple were audio.
All right, like the first 12 or so.
I think
like
less
audio.
than that. 6, 7.
I don't know.
It was a small amount.
And then we figured out how to use a video camera.
Yeah, that took it,
Still figuring out how to use a microphone.
Still new to us, right? But actually, there's probably more than 77 hours. If you include all of our Let's Plays, all of our interviews, unboxings.
Going overtime.
All that stuff.
What?
Going overtime.
Going overtime?
We
Yeah.
never go over time. What are you talking about?
That's just not true.
It's never happened.
But that
A tight schedule. It's a tight ship.
is, there's probably more than 77 hours, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably.
But the real fun is to join us live, of course, hang out, chat with us, whether it's through Twitter or YouTube or
Yeah, we're on
Twitch
Twitter now.
or Facebook, or if it's social media, we're there somewhere. We're in the deep, dark corners where people throw people
Rocks
like
at
us, right? But this is where we are. They know us. For the people who don't know, give us a little bit about your gaming history.
She used to be a PC player.
She
Still a
used to be.
PC player. Ran out of money. Not so much of a PC player anymore. Got a PlayStation. Now they think I'm casual. That's the lowdown.
Let's be honest, right? Console player here for sure, right? I own a PC. I don't really game on it much.
What have you played since you built your PC?
Overwatch.
He has actually played a few games now. He did go like the first 2 months without touching a PC, like a game on these brand new PCs.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I can't make fun of him anymore though.
Truly a console player, so I don't think you're a peasant or anything for joining us over on the consoles.
I think I'm a peasant for
That's-
tuning
I mean,
in.
it's your fault she's playing consoles.
I
to be
know.
fair.
It really
So
is.
You can't make fun of her at all.
But growing up, right? You always were a Final Fantasy player because that's how I sold you the PS4.
That
right?
is true.
I was like, buy a PS4 and I'll buy you Final Fantasy. That seems solid, right? Final Fantasy 15. Go out and buy yourself a console. I think you bought it really cheap too, like
yeah, I got
$250 with Uncharted.
With Uncharted.
Which is always a good buy, right?
That's smoking.
It's a fucking great deal. So definitely worth it, right? Consoles are fun.
Yeah. I don't
But-
regret it.
Yeah.
I'm just a little sad about my PC. That's all.
Because your PC's been doing what? gaming wise?
Dying in a corner, wishing you could play better games.
Installing games off of Steam so that the developers get the money for them.
Yeah,
That's what it's been doing.
That is true. I make a commitment to, if I get a Steam game and if I download it, to at least open it at least once, so that developers get the money. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, that's how Steam actually makes money, is by having you buy games in bulk, give them money for them, and then you not open them up and they sit in your playlist, because they don't actually pay out for the game until it gets opened and installed. So you might have hundreds of dollars invested into Steam that they're just sitting on, gaining interest. Eventually they just collect it and move on, and sucks to be the developers at that point, right?
But to be fair, if the game wasn't good enough to open, there's an argument to be made.
Not necessarily, right? Because I have plenty of games right now on my Steam, mostly from the Humble Bundle Monthly, right? But there's some good games in there for sure.
But if you haven't opened them, you don't care enough, then
what if they're a game I played before?
Didn't cost the developer anything.
That's true.
I mean, it did to make it, but
it's already made.
They didn't really sell you on it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some like Total War Warhammer that like so it actually has been open on my computer, but I didn't play it, right? And it's a game I want to play, and it's a game I will eventually play for sure. But when is anybody's guess? I've decided I'm not going to get serious into another game until I beat Persona. I'm like 80 hours into Persona. Not platinum it, but just beat one run through, right? Just one story run through. I don't want to get heavy into another game until I'm done with that. Except for Overcooked, because, well, I mean, it's Overcooked.
We've been playing Overcooked the last couple of days, and it's just outrageous.
That game, I never knew cooking could be so hectic, right?
I've never, honestly played a really good party game on the PS4, and that's a good one. It's always been like the Wii for the party games.
The only thing that could make it more stressful is if like Gordon Ramsay was standing there yelling at us the whole time. That's like the only way it could get more stressful.
One of us eventually takes form in the shape of Gordon
and just
Ramsay.
starts yelling and calling people idiot sandwiches and all the classic Gordon Ramsay functions. Couldn't think of the word, okay? Function wasn't the word I was going for either, but it worked, right? It got my point-ish across. We are here, though. Beginning of the show, we talked some news, right? So lots of news in the past week, I guess. We did indie, but we didn't really talk much about this news here at the time. So someone has beat Prey, the new game, in under 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So a speedrunner jumped into the game. Game's been out for almost a week now.
It was 3 days when he
beat it. Yeah, he beat it 3 days into it and just destroyed it. 20 minutes.
Was it a glitch or something?
I didn't actually get to read through the article yet. Was performed by speedrunner Dracu.
I think his first run through, or the last run through before that, was like 40 minutes, and then he cut it in half.
Damn.
That's all I saw.
The game looks fucking crazy.
So technically, yes. So the streamer makes use of tricks and manages to get outside of the intended playable space to speedrun his progress significantly. So obviously, he did find a way through the game.
Still maintain my argument. It doesn't count.
Why not?
It'd be like saying fastest game in Monopoly ever was played with that money. That's not playing by the rules.
No, because the game Monopoly requires money. It's part of the game, right?
Sure, but you could take the money away. Nothing's stopping you, and nothing's stopping you from breaking the rules of Prey. But you did it.
But you could argue, right? Because those rules are put in there for a reason, right? They're supposed to be parameters and stuff. But it's not like he went in and recoded or anything like that. Parameter was still technically there, although it's not the parameters they wanted. Like it was still
it's debatable
in the game, right?
And I maintain I don't think it counts.
They must have played the order for 5.
It's like speed running Uncharted, like under 5 hours. I didn't glitch or anything, it's not 40 minutes, it's 5 hours, but it's just doing everything you need to do really quickly and just like.
Although you did set it on easy mode.
Sure.
With the one shot.
Yep. But all the things that they gave me, the tools they gave me, I didn't break any of their code.
It's fair. But that was a fun stream.
That was.
It was intense. It was stressful, for sure. That guy who beats Mario in under 20 minutes too. I can't even imagine the stress he was going through. One wrong jump, and the game's over. You restart.
Well, they never do it in the first try.
Oh no, of course not. Of course not. But 20 minutes. So Prey is beatable in under 20 minutes. He did put up a video, so it actually is all on video. So you're not just taking his word for it. You can go watch it, see how it's done. If for whatever reason you want to beat Prey in under 20 minutes, I don't know why you'd want to.
It doesn't surprise me that game's got holes all over it because there's some crazy shit you can do in there.
Yeah.
You turn it into anything and like.
It's one of those games where you give somebody that many options, right? It's impossible to test all of them.
Exactly.
So eventually somebody does something, someone uses some combination that you never even thought of or fathomed and did it in a certain space and did it.
Ended up in that Halo prison.
Yeah, that took them like 10 years to do though, right? And there was nothing in it.
Yeah.
It was an empty room, so they spent 10 years and not just doing this.
I wish I had that much free time.
Yeah, and they through a series of like 10, 20 different very complicated steps, they were able to die and then get respawned in the room, which is got to be great. It's got to be a terrific feeling, right?
Sure.
No.
What? 10 years doing anything and finally being done with it has got to feel good.
For it.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm ever going to even attempt.
Honestly, wouldn't you be a little bit sad?
Why?
Like if you spend 10 years trying to do something, that moment when it finally hits.
So the group of people that do it, the way they actually do, what they're actually doing though is there's like two main groups. I forget their names, but they challenge each other to do things. Okay. So at a certain point, you can be like, "Ha! Everybody thought this was like undoable for 10 years, and we finally did it." And now you get to come up with some stupid ass fucking things.
I just feel like there's more productive things to do in society. But
okay, the other day I watched a video. Okay, so this is a truth of how much I waste my time.
We're going back to the Taylor Swift GOAT video, or
connected to no, it's not that video, but same space. Okay, so this is how much time I wasted. Right? And how much time this other person wasted. So I watched a video, and I'm sure millions of other people did, of a dude who dresses up like a fucking bush and then scares people around cities. So
that's awesome. First
off, this guy spent money on a bush costume, right?
Nothing wrong with that. Was he in Colorado?
Debatable, right? I think that there's a problem with it, but okay, whatever. Then he stands around all day on a street looking like a bush, waiting for people to walk by to scare them. So this guy's got a ton of time on his hand, right? And then he posted on YouTube or whatever he posted on. And then I spend 2 minutes of my life watching it, as did a million other people. So now like 2 million hours have been spent watching this guy dress up as a bush. He probably did it for fucking a day or a week or whatever. He probably spent another 20 hours. Like,
I still feel
what's wrong with this?
I feel like 10 years trying to accomplish an actual thing in Halo and then accomplishing it is not really a waste of time when you compare it to how I
Who
and
got
other
more
people
enjoyment?
have. Probably
people
the
playing
people
Halo or the guy in the bush?
Probably the people playing Halo because they were actually playing with friends. It was like a group of like 6 of them or something.
He was making new friends.
No, he wasn't. He was scaring people. Nobody wants to be friends with somebody who you've never met who scares you as they first meet you. That's not somebody you want to hang out with. That's someone who murders you. There's a strong difference between those, right? Like, one you fight your life for.
Those fucking clown videos, it always surprises me that people don't get hurt more.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the clown? You
Thing?
remember that? Yeah.
I bet you the people stopped doing it.
I bet you, thank fuck.
Because a lot of people were doing it, I'm sure, just to like scare people and like buy into the hype. But then when people started like saying, "I'm gonna shoot you and I'm gonna fucking come attack you," and police started looking into it as like a serious crime, I'm sure people were like, "Okay, joke was fun. We made the national news.
I'm sure
we did
people
it."
weren't actually reasonable. People just got over it and got bored.
That's
probably
they moved on to some other weird. Now they're dressing up as furries. And
I don't know what the new thing is. Fidget spinners, whatever those are.
Oh, those stupid.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. The fidgeter things are cool though. Like first one that came out was that cube.
I don't even know what it is.
That
People
cube
started
is
talking
really
about
cool.
it, and apparently they're like really expensive now.
The spinner things are stupid. They're like 4 bearings attached to each other, so that when you spin them, the outside bearing starts spinning, and it spins the middle bearing.
I don't know. I thought they were gonna be like somebody started telling me about them, and I thought they were like those like Yu-Gi-Oh things, you battle or something. But there's not even a game to it. It's just
you just spin them. There's like an actual fidgeter thing. It's like a cube, and it's got like buttons on one side, a knob on the other side. Rolly, she has one. You should check it out. That one's actually cool because it's a cube about this big. You hold in your hand, and it's just shit to fidget with.
Yep. One of the sides has like a
so it's like this thing.
controller
just
stick,
like
basically.
Click it.
Kind of, yeah. It's just like
It's
something
something
to
to
like keep your hands busy, and that's technically what those spinners are. That's what they were created for. But like, yeah, they just spin. That one seems less like it's actually keeping my hands busy.
You would probably like that one. You're all about flipping stuff.
I am, but flipping is different than spinning, right? Flipping takes skill, precision.
What if you were flipping the spinner?
That just seems there's too many moving parts. That's how people get hurt. People lose eyes. I don't need to be part of that.
I played the Order 1886 for more than 5 minutes.
We did,
and I regret it.
Let's see, I do. We were going to like fucking all night that game.
We tried so hard,
and like it just got boring, and we were just sitting there
terrible.
like, why are we doing this? Why are we wasting our lives here? Somebody take this game. We just put it in the like.
I wonder if I saw that video where we just like get up and we're like, all right, whatever, we're over it. Bye.
Like done with this. Fuck this. I want nothing to do with this. Right. More news. The Nintendo PlayStation prototype is now fully functional. So beforehand, it was only the cartridge that was working, but obviously it has a cartridge and a disc reader. They just got the disc reader working again, finally, which if you don't know anything about the Nintendo PlayStation, it is a one-of-a-kind piece from when Nintendo and PlayStation were talking about making their own console before Nintendo came out and said, no, we're actually going with Philips to make all of our product instead of Sony. Basically, the reason we have Sony as a game developer and stuff like that now is because they had already put so much money and assets into developing a game culture that when the rug kind of got pulled out from under them, they're like, well, fuck, we have everything we need. All we need to do is like slap our brand on it, come out with a couple games, and we're good, right? So it was cheaper. It was the cheapest option at that point was to actually just commit to it.
We got to play that.
We got to play it, right? There's video.
I didn't get to play. I had to video it, but
You took video of
okay
me
with it.
playing it, which was fucking terrific, right? So like, when we met the guys, right, who own the Nintendo, the Nintendo PlayStation, we like walk up and it's like sitting there, and it like takes your brain a second to realize what you're looking at because it's like a Nintendo controller that says PlayStation across it, and it's like a Nintendo looking console that says PlayStation across it. So like, it takes your brain like a second because they're all things that like look familiar to you, you know, regardless of what they are. The console looks familiar. The PlayStation logo is familiar. You're used to seeing those things, but like when you see everything crossed together like that, your brain just kind of freaks out, right?
like things in super good hands too. That guy like found his attic, and he could sell that thing for a ton of money, I'm sure. Like holy shit.
We were talking. I think we asked him because
Literally all he's doing now is just taking it from place to place, letting everyone
conventions, play it,
play
see it,
touch it,
look at it. People are making like all kinds of game makers and stuff are just making games for it or porting games over to cartridges and discs so that it can be played on the Nintendo PlayStation. So it's not like a lot of people do with like one of a kind things like that where they hoard them up and fucking
I imagine it'd be behind glass or something, but no,
Yeah.
like he had it fucking right there. We all got to play it, so
picked it up, fucking ran around, played a sweet fucking game that was like just absolutely ridiculous. It was a new game that somebody made. It was crazy, right? To actually be able to hold a piece of history and actually play it and use it. You know, that'd be like somebody going up to the Liberty Bell and being like, fucking ring it, you know, go for it, go nuts. Like what? Are you sure? Of course, you know it's going to be super fragile, but like he's not even like crazy about it. He's not like stand there, don't move, sit down. Like he's just
super chill dude.
play it. Like really cool guys. The story behind it's absolutely fantastic. It's worth reading into and just kind of reading his whole story about how he didn't even like know what he had for the longest time, and like sent a picture to his friend, and his phone died, and like went out and just drank with his buds that night, and then like when he charged his phone the next morning, he said he woke up to like hundreds and hundreds of emails, hundreds of missed calls, like everyone just like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, it's a Nintendo PlayStation, whatever. And they're like, no, those are like don't exist. That's the one that exists in the world.
Yeah.
I think they said they ever made 7 prototypes, and they're all on record as being destroyed.
Yeah.
So obviously they were destroyed. One dude snuck one away, and they happened to buy the fucking building that it was stored in, and then he happened to find it in his fucking dad's attic. Like, there's so many pieces that could have gone wrong there where it just could have gotten easily destroyed and thrown away, and like somehow ended up in his hands, which is fucking outrageous.
It's funny too that neither Sony nor Nintendo have gone after it, like to try.
No one's. They like he said he's tried to contact them, and they just don't even like reply. They just.
They probably don't even get involved because as soon as like Nintendo goes after it, I'm sure Sony will get involved and wants to like it'll be a bit clash of the clans.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They just don't even want to get involved in that mess.
Not even worth it. Overwatch is now getting political. So Overwatch has been added to an ad for the South Korean presidential candidate.
God, that dude made StarCraft maps too.
So what it is, it's basically like an Overwatch trailer as this political campaign, and it shows her like debating the other candidates, and then when she gets like a really good like point in and they have no rebuttal, it's like they like count it as a kill, and then at the end it counts as like play of the game, is like her just in a debate. But for Overwatch to have reached such a level in the world, in South Korea especially, where like presidential candidates are now using it as a viable like source of media.
Is that the same dude who did the StarCraft maps?
What's up?
Was it the same dude who do the StarCraft maps?
It's really possible.
So I think it was the same guy. He put out like a bunch of StarCraft maps for everyone. They were really lame apparently, but still.
Yeah. But think about how crazy that is. Like, imagine like getting up and like during the last fucking campaign we had, if like either candidate, either one of them had used any video game reference at all, people would like minds would have exploded. Like, this person has no idea what they're talking about, but it's so fucking important over there. It's such a big recognizable thing that's a
fucking national sport is like fucking StarCraft.
That's fucking crazy though. That's like really appealing to your audience. Like, we need you to come vote for me. So like,
I wonder if they like actually care about that stuff, where they're just like jockeying it up.
I bet you they fucking do. Like, it seems crazy, right? It really does. But if you didn't know, the presidential election in South Korea will be held on May 9th. So that's tomorrow. So something to pay attention to for you out there. Look at that. We got world news, you guys. We're hitting you with everything you need. Video game news, world news, ridiculousness, Peter in a beanie.
My favorite beanie.
We have this show has everything, you guys. Everything, right? Yeah, no, exactly. And her logo was like, it looks like the Overwatch logo. Definitely.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Straight like just ripped it off.
Essentially, yeah. They just fucking committed to it, right? After legal threats, Konami and Diego Maradona have settled a dispute.
Yeah.
Yep. So basically,
So basically, he was just extorting them for money.
Very close, right? So this soccer player, football, depending where you're from, was basically claiming that Konami was using his likeness in PES illegally, right? And they basically claimed that no, we were using it within limitations of what we're allowed to, blah, 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 blah. Back and forth goes by. Konami eventually gives this guy an undisclosed amount of money, and he agrees to let them use his likeness plus promote the game for the next 3 years.
It's ridiculous. He just took away from all the people that legitimately have like actual grievances with that shit, because
Right?
it happens all the time.
Yeah. So the reason we don't have NCAA games anymore is because there was a whole dispute. Like, you can't pay college athletes because that would make them professional.
They started suing that it was unfair, which it is. So
They're like, you can't use our likeness
No
without
more
our
games.
permission. You can't.
PS already fucking sucks because half the fucking teams in PS are missing, and
Yeah.
then even the teams that are there, half the players are missing. Like, it's just stupid. Konami just can go suck it.
Konami doesn't make games anymore, so
Well,
why
they
does
still do?
they're gonna make the new
technically,
Metal
but
Gear fucking Solid game with zombies, and no one's gonna buy it, and no one's gonna give a shit. And
Konami just needs to go away.
yeah, so that was a really shady solution, right, to this problem here, where they're like, we'll give you, and of course it's an undisclosed amount of money. They didn't admit, because they don't technically need to, because it was settled between them. I wonder how much money it is.
It's gonna be a lot. Football players make a good amount usually.
And like, for 3 years of promotion of the game, like going from like, you owe me money because you like illegally
social
used my.
injustice has become is fucking.
Now he's just profiting from it, right? So like, whether it was wrong or not, whether they did use it out of there, but like, yeah, like you said, it's just becoming like.
I mean, if he just wanted money, he could have just gone to them privately and be like, "Hey," but he made a big media stink about it.
It's the way to do it, though. Like, if you're trying to stay out of the media, they just got out of a media stink, right? With fucking Kojima, like they
But
don't.
He could have still gone to them like, "Hey, pay me, or I will go to the media."
Maybe he did,
Maybe.
and maybe he was like, "Fucking pay me this much, or take me out of the game." And they were like, "No." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to the media." And then like, they probably were like, "Oh fuck yeah," like, "No, you're not." And then he did, and they were like, "Oh shit, we gotta fucking settle this." Like I said, they just got out of a big fucking like spotlight
They're
with fucking
always in the
Hideo
fucking
Kojima
spotlight.
for like
Bullshit.
mistreating him and telling him he's not allowed to come to the video game awards, and fucking like taking his name off the last game he worked on, because they're like, no, like, we're releasing this, it's not your work
Just
anymore.
a garbage
Like,
company.
yeah, that's just like they needed to not just, they just need to go away, right? And that's where it comes down to. This next bit of news will be Peter's favorite. The Nintendo Switch game list expands. It gets a stock update and just a bunch of new information about the Switch. So basically, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out for it. Is now Nintendo's fastest selling game. It's not counting Wii Sports, Peter, because I know you were going to go there, right? But basically, the last game to have marked that was the Mario Kart on the Wii, which held the record. They also wanted to point out, though, that the Mario Kart that came out on the Wii came out 12 months after the console was already launched. So by then, there was 10.7 million Wiis out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This one has only come out a month or two after its launch and has already sold more. It's faster selling than that one.
It's just a remaster.
Still, though, the fact that actually speaks more to it, though. The fact that Nintendo can remaster it.
Speaks about the fans.
And now is their fastest selling console. Like, you know what? Nintendo, I had a ton of speculation. I still am not sold on the Switch myself, right? But I can...
Give me a real fucking Mario game.
I cannot say, though, that it's not being successful. It is fucking... They're not releasing a lot of games.
A successful launch.
But the games that are launching so far, they're making the fucking... They're making the most out of it. Like, it's... Like, they're breaking records after records after records, right, of theirs, which, like you said, a successful launch, but, like...
It's not a sprint, though. They need long-term success.
I agree.
That's going to come with games.
I agree.
And when there's games, I'll buy one.
But right now, if they keep selling the way they are, and then eventually by the time a few years go by, if they can keep this trend for a couple years till they do have a lot of games, and then people like you and me who are waiting for that catalog comes out, that's that bump. That's that fucking...
Well, now they've got the consoles out there. They just need to get devs on board because it's that whole chicken and egg thing. They've got the chicken, so like, they
have a successful chicken.
They start building those relationships, get those eggs going, start cooking.
I mean, it seems like they're spacing them correctly right now because when they're launching them, people are snagging them up, and I get they're just doing one big one at a time. But if they can keep like 1 month apart between every one big one to keep people invested in that one game, give them a little bit of time to make some money, and then boom, they're done with that game. New big game drops, they buy it. If they can keep that momentum, I will admit we may have been wrong.
I'm not wrong yet.
I still have plenty of worry about it, but
we'll see.
Numbers currently are tracking that.
Maybe those numbers still are insignificant compared to other consoles.
I mean,
I don't think it's ever going to reach what Wii or PlayStation 4 is, or any of those.
PlayStation 4 is at what, 70 million? I think you and I were talking about 60 million.
I don't know what the number is. But
some absurd amount, right?
They just need freaking.
I think it's 60 million because if I'm correct, the PS3 sold, no, the PS2 sold 80 million.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's like its next one that it's trying to beat is PS2, which was 80 million consoles. They're at 60 currently, so 20 million. That's
they'll get there.
A lot of consoles, but at the way it's selling and how long was the PlayStation 2 out? They just ended production for it like last year.
Yeah, Madden like 13 or something was like the last game. Or Madden 14.
FIFA
ridiculous.
15.
FIFA 15. Yeah. Oh my
FIFA
god.
15 was the last game to come out for the PS2. Like, what?
Yeah.
And then we still have the audacity to think that the FIFA 15 we have is like the best our consoles can do. If there's any way any version of that was ever playable possibly on the PS2,
yep.
The version you're playing on your PS4 could be leaps and bounds better. They just need a new fucking engine. They need fucking they need to start scrap and just restart.
Surprised me that Persona was in the PS3. The game's pretty hefty.
Persona?
Mm-hmm. Persona 5.
Yes, but I don't think it's not graphically demanding.
It's not intense everything, yeah.
With the turn-based strategy, style, it's never too bad. There's really never more than 5 enemies on the screen plus you, so that's 9 moving things on screen. It's not like they have.
I didn't expect it when I said PS3 and PS4. It needs to come to fucking Vita.
But see, that's the way it works, though, right? Is that if you can take a game that is beautiful, right? That does have good gameplay, that feels like it's got a lot going on, that is really busy, that feels really big, like all these elements. But if you don't try and, be amazing at everything, because if you ever try to be amazing at everything, you're just going to suck at all of it, right?
Yep.
They were amazing at a couple things and then did solid work everywhere else, and that allowed it to come to this new console, that allowed it to go back to the PS3 and be on the PS4 and be playable on both of them, but still blow your mind, still have the excitement and everything. So, I mean, you're playing Persona, right?
I love it.
Right? And
it has everything you just said already in it. Like, honestly, I could sit there and stare at the artwork alone.
It's not on the Vita. That's the only problem.
But she doesn't have Vita.
If I could play it on the go, fuck an A.
That would be really good.
The last one was.
What's up?
Persona 4 Gold was on the Vita.
Persona 4 is fucking great, but that came
out
out
from the get-go, or
no?
Because it
was a PS2 game. Out in fucking it was fucking Persona 4 was it was a PS2 game. So it was like missed the PS3
makes sense.
And then I think you could just download it, but like it wasn't actually a PS3 disc. I think you could just download it if I'm correct. Persona.
I don't know the logistics of it.
But yeah, it was on the Vita for sure, which is great. Which I was actually playing right before fucking Persona 5 came out, and now like my life is absorbed to that. And I like want to go back and play 4, but like 5 just did such a terrific job. Like going back to 4, like not that 4 is bad, right?
The game's just sexy.
It is.
All around.
It's just fucking the music, the fucking characters, the style, like just everything from top to bottom.
We can see the chat. If you guys are asking questions, we'll try and answer them. Do you guys prefer, I guess that's StarCraft 2?
Or Dawn of War 3, I think it was.
If I'm getting my abbreviations. I'm going to say StarCraft because I
like
want to play it out of those two. I love
just
StarCraft.
Glanced at it. StarCraft 1 or 2? 2?
But in general, in like real-time strategy, I don't like StarCraft. Like I like StarCraft, but if I had to put it against other real-time strategies, it's just too fast for me.
Well, okay,
I like more like the turtle, like long game.
Yeah, that's why you and I like to play against each other, because you and I will play fucking long game even in StarCraft. But with like StarCraft, all you have to do is fucking just
rush,
just fucking spam as many fucking soldiers as you can, and then just fucking jump into it, you know. And
we are here though, so we're seeing your stuff. We just have a lot to get through. So
no, Peter's a recording, Michelle's a hologram.
Yep.
And you were just imagining me.
Yep.
So
I imagine you all the time.
Yeah. As far as the Switch goes, though, right? Like maybe, possibly, it might live. It might save Nintendo. It might. And my last bit of news, you guys, something that I'm actually super, super excited for. 2 new games get added to the Gaming Hall of Fame.
What are they?
If you guys haven't looked at my notes, take a guess. 2 games.
Pokemon something?
And
as far as I go with that, the other one would be Uncharted.
Okay. So you got Pokemon something and Uncharted. Do you have a Pokemon that you want to hammer it down to?
Hall of Fame, it's old stuff, so either red or blue.
Okay.
Is there a time frame?
It's older stuff. He's right. We'll give you that.
Unless you're going like Sonic, Bomberman, those kind of things. You're going way back.
Yeah.
What is it?
So, Donkey Kong and Pokemon Red and Green.
Hey, I got one of...
Got added to it. So green was the Japanese version. We got blue over here, right? So essentially for us, it was red and blue. For them, they got red and green, right?
Except
so
then we got the remakes was like Leaf Green and Fire Red.
Leaf Green and Fire Red,
right?
That's how they came over here. So yeah, so that got added to it. That's they got added to a game. Halo Combat Evolved's part of it. Street Fighter 2 is already part of it. It went up against titles such as Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Solitaire.
Damn.
None of those got it. They did also join games like Sonic the Hedgehog, The Sims, Doom, Pong, and World of Warcraft are games that are already
That's a
part of
huge
it.
range.
Yeah. So basically...
That's like 3 decades worth of games.
The idea is they want to have games that have had a huge impact on like the gaming world. So to a lot of people's surprise, Mario is not part of the Hall of Fame, right? And somebody brought that up, like, why would you put Donkey Kong and not Mario? And they were like, well, because Mario would have never existed without Donkey Kong. Mario's first appearance was in Donkey Kong, right? So Donkey Kong the game, you played as Mario, you jumped up, past his barrels. That was Mario's first ever introduction to the gaming world. So without Donkey, you couldn't have Mario in the Gaming Hall of Fame if you didn't already have Donkey Kong, the thing that spawned the idea of Mario.
I guess that makes sense.
Everything that spawned from Mario is because of Donkey Kong. Right? The reason Pokemon is in it is because they were talking about a game being out for over a decade, right? And still having such a strong, if not a stronger fan base than when it launched, right? When Pokemon came out in the early 90s, that was like every kid's life. They fucking Pokemon cards, Pokemon game, TV show. It was fucking Pokemon. You went and fucking saw Pokemon the first movie in theaters. That was like a lot of kids' like first movie theater experience. It was like fucking Pokemon the first movie, right? And then to this day, games like Pokemon Go coming out, they just dropped fucking Sun and Moon. Like there's so much Pokemon in the world that like how could it not be a huge influential?
But how can you narrow it down to just one set of Pokemon games though? That's where I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, I get it. Donkey Kong led to Mario. That's huge.
Yep.
That makes sense. But at the same time, like Pokemon, I feel like red and blue, huge input there. But
because
it grew exponentially after that. You
but
know?
everything spawns. So like, it's crazy for.
I think they have to be like a certain age to qualify, right? In their whole.
No,
the way
because
it
World of
works, no?
Warcraft was on
Oh, it
it.
is?
Fucking Doom was on it. The Sims. So I mean, they have some stuff like that. But
Real quick, Lucafied. Yeah, sorry about that. We are on Periscope for the first time, and it's actually transcoding our video, so it's gonna take it and like chop it up, and it's doing a whole thing. So it's the first time we're doing it, but thanks for letting me know. We're gonna keep an eye on it.
and then get some money. We appreciate you chatting. Sorry, these guys are watching the chat. I'm not. I'm just rambling. So if you guys need to cut it off, we do see you, and there is a lot of chat going on. Obviously, if you're watching the video, check out the chat on the side. That way you can read everybody else's that's going on, because we are pulling
We're on Facebook,
YouTube, Periscope,
all of them at
everything.
once.
So they're all funneling through one. So don't watch your regular chat box. You got to watch the chat box on the screen to see what's being current and stuff like that. But red and blue, right? So it's super rare for a game to spawn such a cult following, right? So a TV show spawned from a game, a card game spawned from a game, toys, all this licensed product, right? So they've created a franchise off of a game. And like you have some, you call a franchise like the Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, which is a gaming franchise that has done fantastic and people love to buy the games, maybe some collectibles here and there, but for the most part, they want Elder Scrolls in a video game format. Pokemon broke that.
I think even like at one point Pikachu, they said, became a more recognizable game name than Jesus.
Yeah.
In most households, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know, they're just chatting.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they did what Final Fantasy did. Like it started a whole new era of gaming. So
Yeah, and like I said, like when you want Pokemon, you don't necessarily just think of like video game. I'm not gonna just go pick out the new Pokemon game. You see a plushie, you want to buy it. You see a
need
fucking
everything Pokemon.
You need everything. You just want to like
Like
immerse
Pikachu
yourself.
Shrine.
Yeah, you want to immerse yourself as much as you can in this Pokemon world, which like very, very few video games in the world will ever achieve that. Have ever achieved it, will ever achieve it, even fathom getting to that point.
Even
of
now, I
Pokemon.
still wish I would do more.
Yeah. Like I want a fucking keep doing the children's fucking show, but give me an adult one. Like when you fucking did Pokemon Origins, like that was great. It was like 6 episodes though.
Did they do Pokemon already? I thought somebody else did it.
I
I
was
don't think it was Nintendo. I think they just let somebody
through
else do
them.
it.
Yeah, it was like a licensed thing, but still, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that was like 8 episodes or 6 episodes or something. It was like super short and compacted. Like, do a fucking full series of that. Like, people would die for it. Do a real movie like that. Like, more and more and more and more and more is what I want. So,
Get some says, what's your current game? I guess other
Overcooked.
than Overcooked, which we played right before the show.
we were
Got
like
ridiculous.
set everything up for the show.
But I am actually playing back through Fallout again. I put another 30 hours into it already because I didn't finish it the first time when it came out. I did put like 50 hours into it, but all I did was get to Diamond City in 50 hours because I was so distracted. And now I'm up to the same point in like 30, so I'm doing better. But I got like ridiculous because I started playing on my PC again.
Yeah.
And then now I could turn it off so I can build like unlimited like size cities and shit.
Nice.
So I got really ridiculous with that. Now there's a whole warehouse expansion so I can build like conveyor belts and you know how OCD I get
So
with that
Fallout,
shit.
that's what you've been.
Just
Because
Fallout.
I've seen you jump around a bit, but Fallout for sure.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into a lot of different stuff.
Yeah,
I
recently you've
played
been
some
hitting
Battlefield here and there, and
I guess Fallout has been your like
But,
your main
Fallout's been, like,
squeeze recently. So,
yeah.
what about you?
All on Persona 5.
Persona.
I
That's it.
missed 3 and 4 before that, so it's all new to me. I'm loving
it's
it. I'm
not
like
a bad place
90
to
hours
start
in.
though. That game is
No,
really
it's-
freaking good.
And I'm actually also playing Persona. I'm fucking over 80 hours into the game. I jump into a few other things. I played a little bit of. I got Final Fantasy Tactics on my phone. Boom. So I've been playing that like fucking just like around because I'm really not huge into like phone games. Like phone games bug me when it's
I'm
like.
a big phone game guy. I
Play,
love phone
but it's like
games.
when it's like play this and then fucking wait like 8 hours.
I don't play those.
or,
I play like Plants vs Zombies and shit, like real shit. but
whatever.
I
So
can
like
play on phone.
I don't know. I'm not really a huge phone guy. Like
Is
when it comes to
Overcooked
video
a
games.
rage-inducing friend-breaking experience. It's exactly
Yep.
that.
Oh, no,
that's the
that's-
best description.
Like you thought Mario Kart was bad. This game is terrible. We're like yelling at each other, like, why didn't you bring the fucking meat over here?
Final Fantasy Tactics and then Overwatch. But no, Overcooked, right? We got to talk Overcooked for a little bit. So
We need to stream it at some point, just because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that game is fucking. It's
So
the most hectic.
Basically, it's up to 4 players, and you're all on the same screen. It's not split screen, but you're 4 little characters, and you have to work together in a kitchen. So somebody has to go and grab like vegetables, and then there'll be things like separating you.
So one person will have to like deliver vegetables, and then another person will have to cut the vegetables, and then
put them in the pot. And then, of course, the pot's on a timer, so
it
it'll
has to
burn if you don't get
cook.
in time. And
yeah,
which is all fine until you're on a fucking boat.
Yeah,
and like
and
the
it's
whole
the whole
moving.
level just like changes.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's exactly the game where you cook food together, and it's just crazy and hectic, and people are, and like, of course, there's 3 of you or 4 of you, you know, however many are playing, and so everyone starts yelling at each other. And one person's like, I just cut this. I need to put it in a pot. And the other person's like, I'm looking for a plate. And they're trying to run around. All the plates are dirty. Someone go wash the dishes. And then another person's washing dishes, and they're running around with a pot so it doesn't catch on
The whole
fire.
time,
and
I'm a
like,
raccoon in a wheelchair.
you know, and then everyone just starts yelling, and you have no idea what's going on. And
Something's burning, and the whole place just lights on fire, and then we're just like
the
dying
game is
and
even
laughing.
built to like create chaos, right? Because
And then there's the ice level where he's like running around and Brian just like grabs like a whole meal like cooked and just runs off the edge.
I just slide off the edge because it's ice.
Or fucking Michelle, she's like, I'm gonna wash these plates.
I'm gonna wash these plates, and then just jumps off
the ocean. I'm like, we don't wash them in the ocean.
I didn't fall off a single goddamn time.
Always hope.
There's hope.
Yeah.
Even the but even the
All over
map,
that.
right? The map is built.
One
where,
of you like cooking in the fucking middle of traffic, like and there's pedestrians and shit walking past.
but the map's like Mario style, like, you know, old school Mario, where you like pick the like path that you take and stuff like that, and you're a little bus. But all 4 people all have control of the bus. So like,
Yeah.
if you want, you can just dedicate one person to like steer you to the next level,
Or you
or
just
all
fight
4
over it.
people can like be controlling this fucking bus, going outrageous, running around, being stupid. And it's made by the guys who made Worms.
Yeah.
So like, over the top, goofy, ridiculous. If you've ever played Worms, you know exactly what we're talking about. The game is fucking absurd.
Yeah, it's great. Some levels have like conveyor belts and all sorts of weird shit. It's $16. Like if you want a good party game on your PS4, get that. It's fucking
That's it,
amazing.
right? All you need is 4 fucking controllers.
You
which
can play like 2 at the minimum. It's
Yeah.
You can play by yourself, but it's stupid. You have to have like people.
and then there's a versus mode,
There's a
which
versus
Peter
mode.
and I fucking rocked last night.
I,
Which
know, I was on the side with Michelle, and she's
she's like stealing her
I
fucking
would get
food.
fully cooked meals, and the first time she like goes to steal mine, and then she's like, "No, that's me. I wouldn't do that." I'm like, "Thanks." And then the second meal they cook, I grab and I deliver.
and just deliver it, because
She's like,
whoever
"You
deliver it
motherfucker."
gets the tip.
She got so mad.
I have a heart, okay?
No, and that's versus mode, right? So we've done a lot of co-op, and even that's intense, right? But versus mode is where friendships are lost.
Yeah.
Like, that is
'Cause
where,
you can just troll each other.
yeah, that's where someone's gonna get fucking really mad at the other person and just die. I wonder what it's like with 2 players in versus mode, because some of those maps, like, you have to have one person on each side, and obviously in versus it wouldn't make sense.
I think the all versus maps are kind of dedicated to that, though. They're not. They're like specially designed for that purpose.
And that makes
They're
sense.
not the same as the co-op ones.
Yeah. Crazy, regardless. Overcooked. Definitely worth getting. You think that's the best party game you've ever played?
On the PS4.
It's the best party game you've ever played.
I'm not big into party games, so sure. Like Mario Party, I never got into. Like I know we played it a bunch, but it was whatever. Like the best part of it was that little mini side game that we played.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
But-
the fucking like
Yeah.
fucking tilting one. That
Although Mario 64 with the balloons was pretty good.
Yeah.
The battle mode.
Yeah.
That
I
was
agree.
awesome.
I'm gonna have to say mine.
Or actually, no, I take it back. What was it called? Raving Rabbids.
Raving Rabbits. Oh my
that
god.
game is so fucking good.
Yeah, that game is
ridiculous.
absurd.
Yep.
My favorite is probably. Well, what's your favorite party game?
Hold on, wait. What's Raving Rabbits?
It's like it's
Oh.
a Ubisoft fucking game
It's just
that's
ridiculous.
like you have these little things called rabbits, and they look like little rabbits.
You end up having to. It's like almost like. You ever played Cranium?
Ooh, long time ago.
You do like charades and like draw
Okay,
things.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
that, but on a video game, and then like.
Yep.
One of them would be like you're on a TV show, like as a newscaster, and it like puts you use the camera and puts you on the thing, and then there's all little mini games. It just gets stupid.
Yep. It's definitely worth checking out. It's
And then
definitely
Rayman
good.
was really good too.
Rayman.
Rayman had on the PS2, I want to say, it was a really good party game.
Yep. Do you have a favorite one, Michelle?
Honestly, this is one of the best party games I've played in a long time. It's not my jam.
Pokemon
is
Stadium
nuts.
mini games.
See, this is where I was going, right? Pokemon
Ah.
Stadium or Pokemon Stadium 2. Those fucking mini games on both those
Ridiculous.
levels. I've been talking about literally just plugging in my 64 just to play
And
the stadium
That's kind of where
mini
I'm at,
games.
though. I
They're
haven't
so
played
good.
I haven't played any real party games since like way back when.
They're so good. Like I've spent so many hours playing the mini games on the Pokemon Stadium games that I don't even want. I've put more time into that than I have the actual game, hands down. It's like Pokemon Snap, right? I've put an outlandish amount of hours into Pokemon Snap. You can beat the game in like 3 hours if you sit down and play it. It's not a hard game by any means, but then it's always like who can get a better shot and better shot and better shot. Now I like won't let anyone erase mine because I have like a fucking bitchin' ass shot of Mew, which is hard to get in that game. Like a shot of Mew is easy. A good shot of Mew is not easy at all. I have a good shot of Mew, so I will never set in, right? That's the best party game because everyone else can fuck off at the party while I play Pokemon Snap. Right? That, hands down, the best party game. And that.
Do you count like Guitar Hero as a party game? Or Rock Band?
Yes, sure. Why not? I mean, there's 4 people playing. It's as many people as playing Overcooked. As many people as playing like any party game ever, really.
Just a co-op game in general, really.
Yeah.
They're pretty decent.
No.
Never got into them.
Guitar Hero?
No, neither. Honestly, I kind of fucking hated them. Not for me.
Dude, I will rock you in the fucking the fucking egg catch. I will rock you in that game. Don't even. I'll catch every single egg. If I was able to throw eggs at you, I would, but that's not an ability you have in the game. But I will catch every egg.
They kind of put like a fucking Pokemon Snap style thing into Sun and Moon, right? If I remember, it was kind of gay.
It's like only at certain spots, and like one Pokemon shows up, so you have to get like good picture of that one.
I saw that. I
Pokemon,
got really excited like when it first started, and then I
Yeah.
was like, "This is not at all."
If it was just like a camera mode, like just a photo mode wherever you are, and it like took you to like a first person where you could like see.
I did that in the one
that'd be
before it. There was like those little statues, whatever, in
it's
Paris, whatever.
a lame fucking version of it, right?
Yeah.
They just need to like commit to that. They're talking about making a Pokemon game on the Switch. It's been rumored. Game Freak's been talking about it. They hired a bunch of new
It's
people.
gonna be like fucking Pokemon Snap something. It's
Good.
not gonna be mainstream.
Good. Give me Snap. If you give me Pokemon Snap on the Switch, I'll buy it. I'll say that here.
I will not.
Done.
I'll play his.
Done. I'll say it, right?
I'll make fun of you.
No, why?
Oh, Pikmin battle mode.
Pikmin
So I
battle
forgot to mention
mode.
it. That's like our other shit that we play all the time.
That's
That game's
an
awesome.
addiction.
Yeah. We should actually play that.
That's when I missed. You're talking about it. I need that.
Tonight's gonna get really stressful, you guys. Right now, it's like, oh, fun. We're here, talking video games, having a good time, chatting with the people in the audience. Tonight's gonna get real.
Battle mode is just savage.
I don't know that I'm mentally prepared for this, right? Peter, you know what you didn't do? You didn't
What?
find me a developer. I
You
was
know
even
what?
like,
because you said it once and then I forgot. That's the truth.
that seems more or less reasonable. I could have also told you a number and you would have had no idea what number it is. Like, Peter, what episode is this?
77.
Nope,
78.
78. You're always one back. Like, whatever you think it is, just add 1 to it. Like, every time, Peter.
If I'm always adding 1 to it, then I'm going to be thinking 76, and then I'll just add it to 77. It'll be one behind.
He's just always 100% behind on the fucking whatever show we're on. Luckily, he keeps me around. I think that's the only reason I'm ever still here. It's not to host the show. It's not to talk about video games. It's not to get news. None of that. It's to remember what episode we're on, right? That's
to count.
That's it. That's why I'm here,
Keeps
right?
it count.
All right.
Yeah.
I found one real quick.
Okay, go.
I don't know if we've done it before, but
It's time for the developer shout out.
developer
Shout out. We appreciate your hard work. Since we have a lot of new people, I'm cutting you off, Peter. Stop. Since we have a lot of new people, developer shout out is our part of the show where we pick a developer from a game we love, from a game we think is great. People who are not getting enough credit for all the work they do in the video game industry that we love so much and get to talk about.
which is everyone in the video game industry.
So we
except
pick
Hideo
somebody you've
Kojima,
probably
'cause
never
he's a
heard
rockstar.
about, and we draw some attention to them. Go fucking follow them on Twitter. Go say what's up. Let them know we sent you. Give them a fucking heartfelt. Don't give them a heartfelt hello.
Don't give him welts.
Don't give anybody welts. Peter, who's our developer?
Fumito Ueda
Okay.
is
Who is
a
this?
Japanese video game designer, also known as the director and lead designer of Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian.
Nice. Okay.
So-
Very cool.
He's done tons of work. Age 47, still working. He's done Enemy Zero, Ico, and Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian. So he's been all the way through.
Basically
even
with the
through
start
whole
of Team
mess.
Ico, like fucking at the beginning, and is still there now, right? You said he's still going?
Still working. It was 11 years between games, but he's still making them.
He took his time, right? He was like, "We're gonna really work this next one."
Yep. So he's done a lot of good stuff. Games that influenced him, like Zelda, Virtua Fighter, Prince of Persia, things like that. That's obviously apparent in those games.
Yep. I mean, think about it though. Like a game like Shadow of the Colossus, especially, right? That we're talking about games that have spawned like a whole new genre, right? Like
those are like cult followings. They never really got that big, but they had moderate success.
You're still finding like knockoffs to it now, though. Like people still to this day are still doing that like giant Colossus. Fucking God of War used it as like some of their bosses, like these giant fucking. You're climbing up the boss and fighting the boss as you're doing it. Kingdom Hearts has a boss that's like that, but that becomes like a building and you're fighting the building. Like the whole idea of like fighting one monster that is like a whole level was really got noticed with Shadow of the Colossus. If not started with Shadow of the Colossus, right? Games like fucking Ico, which for its time were fucking gorgeous and beautiful, and then The Last Guardian, which had a ton of mishaps and everything, but still it came out and people fucking loved it.
Do we ever get numbers for Last Guardian?
Oh no, I'm sure I could pull them up though.
I don't know if they reported them, but I don't know if like it was all worth it.
Let's hope so. I mean, it's possible.
I'm gonna say doubtful, just because of the time frame, and that's what.
I mean, like 11 years of salaries. I don't know if you'll ever make, but really, it's marketing. That's a big thing in video games.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that all comes from like in-house. So like, most of that came through Sony. Like, so it's like.
I doubt they made the money back though. I'm still curious to play it, but.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No.
1.9 mil. So at $60, $60 million, there's no way.
Oh, that's raw. That's not even profit at all.
Well, yeah, no, that's the raw money is what I'm saying. Like you count what it takes to ship, what it takes to fucking keep it a studio open for fucking 10 years, all the PR that goes into it, all the R&D, like so much goes into that. Like,
I don't know what like they feel
extra PR for putting it off for 10 years.
Yeah.
What the affliction there is that kept that studio open because if they worked for EA, that would have been done. So
it's Japan studio. It's fucking a studio super close to PlayStation. That's really why. Like they're obviously a first party studio, but they're kept so like close and in house. Like that's where fucking Hideo came from. Was fucking.
Oh yeah.
Japan studios. Yeah. So like, I'm sure that it's so close to his heart that like there's a worst case scenario that studio wouldn't close. They'd fucking fire everybody and repack it.
Or just move them around. I don't know. Like just
Yeah.
cancel the project and move them. But to keep a project going that long, that's a lot of faith to put into it.
Yep, there's a lot. I mean, the 1.9 million's nothing amazing. It's not.
It's like a Nintendo Switch.
It's not like a garbage launch, but it's not terrific. So, and most of those actually came straight from. Most of those were actually Europe. Europe did 500,000.
Really?
Of the million. Yeah. So 47% of the 1.9 million were actually sold in Europe. 27.8% from North America. Only 11%, 10.9% came from Japan itself. The rest of the world accounted for 14.3%. So that game
made
was
that money back from the big display they did at PSX.
that game fucking did twice as well here in North America than it did in Japan. That game did 4 times as good in Europe as it did in Japan.
That's crazy.
And for a game like that, like needs to sell well in Japan. That's the big fucking like audience, right? For PlayStation users and stuff like that. So either way, fucking fantastic work from him. Once again, you spawned a whole like fucking genre. What was the name one more time? And does he have a Twitter?
His name is Fumito Oida. And I don't know if he has a Twitter because I didn't look that far. Because as you guys saw, I did it on the spot.
He did it on the fly, you guys. Think about the work and the attention span.
He does. It is at Fumito_Ueda.
What you should do
FUMITO
is just get up and put it in the chat.
_UED.
Just put it up in the chat. You're going to have to kill the stream right now anyways.
Yeah, you know what? Fine. All right, okay, bye. I'm over it.
All right, Peter's taking off, you guys, because he's, producing as well as being on the show, doing some work.
All of it.
All of it. So we kind of ran over you this time.
No, that's okay.
You'll have to join back. I was passionate about the things we were talking about. I was excited. I didn't have Josh here to shut me down. I love you, Josh.
You limited Pokemon to like 5 minutes, maybe?
I'll go 10, right?
Okay.
But it's okay. I tried. I kept it in a bubble, which is hard for me, guys. I love Pokemon, right? I was like, I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt. No, I'm not. I wanted to wear a Pokemon shirt, but I didn't. It was dirty.
Yep.
Did you have fun, though?
I did. Love to come back.
Yeah, no, we'd love to have you back, of course. This was the show, you guys. Hope you had fun. We loved having you guys. If you enjoyed the show, we do the same show, same place, every Monday, same time, 10 p.m. Pacific time. If you're here in the States, if you're not, I don't know, figure it out. We also do a show every Thursday. We do it an hour earlier. It's at the same place, but we do it at 9 instead of 10, so 1 hour earlier for anybody who's missing that. And, of course, make sure you follow us, subscribe, all that fun stuff so you guys don't miss anything.
Be sure to check out @Fumito_Ueda as well. He
That's
did
the
get that
developer?
up in chat.
That's what you want to follow. And check out our YouTube, you guys. That's all of our old episodes. Tons of more fun. So you guys can watch us throughout the week if one day is not burning you out on us. We love you so much, you guys. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good night.